Okay, like I've been saying, these sponge filters can be also ran as a pre-filter, which is technically the Filter Max side of the API sponge filters. Now, if you get the Filter Max instead of the Hydro Sponge, you're going to get a little bit different setup in your box. Whereas before with the Hydro Sponge, you got a step and a base and the lift tube. This, you're really just going to get a sponge. It's going to be more for pre-filtration, allow for more water flow as well, depending on which one you get. And then you're also going to have a series of adapters and elbows within the kit. Okay, this is all from the Filter Max 3. And all of these are different adapters to allow you to attach these to some type of power head or hang on the back filter. I'm choosing to do it on a pump here. This type of setup can be something perfect for a sand filter, a sterilizer, something that you need more pre-filtration to go into something else, such as a UV sterilizer. In this case, like for my own personal setup at home, I have a pump going to a sand filter, and I most definitely have to have pre-filtration, because if I have too large of mum buildup go through my pump won't be working as well, and also it'll mess up my sand filter. So the adapters that come with the pre-filter, we have been able to get these to go onto about any size intake within reason for the industry. We've even gotten these to work with square intakes. Now, for a pump setup, what you would do is find a pump that's going to allow you to take off the front and get exposure to the impeller, and I will show you what that looks like here in a second. So with the guard off, we now have exposure, which is really just going to be where the water is sucked into the impellers in here. And now, if we needed to, we could use one of these adapters to attach to here. Then water will be sucked in through our sponge, through the pump, and to wherever we need it to go. And in this case, I'm just going to show this for demonstration purposes, but you can stick just the sponge on right into the inlet. Now, for this particular sponge, we get for this particular pump, we get lucky, and it just slides right on, and it's actually kind of a nice snug fit. You want to make sure this is snug, because if you are allowing water to get in to the pump at all, your water with your mum buildup will just bypass your sponge filter and go right into the pump. Another also very creative idea is making sure you put Teflon tape on any of your connections if you're using the adapters or right to the pump. Put some Teflon tape around, a few layers, stick this on nice and snug, and it will have a nice fit, nice pre-filtration to your pump. Now, these sponge filters have to be cleaned once every week to every other week, depending on size, but also depending on bio load. If you allow too much buildup in this sponge, you will have something called a nitrate factory, where you will battle high nitrates in your tank, and it's all due because of the massive load. You have a lot of good bacteria in here, but you also just still have a lot of mum buildup, and that is converting into ammonia nitrates and nitrates. So that is how you would run one of these sponge filters as a pre-filter setup. The other setup is a hydro sponge, and it's meant to be ran alone with an air pump.